and welcome KCIW listeners at 100.7 FM or online at kciw.org, Brookings, Oregon. Hi to our syndicated listeners at KZZH, 96.7 FM, Access, Humboldt, Eureka, California, and of course our listeners over in the Medford-Ashland Valley, KSKQ, 89.5 FM Ashland and 94.1 FM Medford. Yep, you are tuned in to Joyously Free, the Radio Gadio show with me, Joanie Lindenmeyer, the best-selling author of None Better, An Amazing Love Story, and co-author of Joyously Free and Healing Religious Hurts. But today, I am so glad you are tuning in. A little bit about me. I'm a resident of Harbor, Oregon, a retired high school teacher, a recent author, and now a film documentary has been made by my good friend Michael Gorse, and it's going to be shown, of course, in Brookings and around town, so be looking for Wowzer. But most of all, right here, right now, I am with you, the producer and host of this high-energy, joyously free Radio Gadio show, so named by my friends Will and Viv. This show talks about LGBTQ plus stories and tips, along with religion, church, faith, spirituality, and, of course, joy, joyously free, the freedom to spread abundant joy, hence the title of my second book, with Elizabeth Ann Atkins as a co-author. In this radio broadcast, as in every day in my life, no hate speech, no hate behaviors, and no bullying. It will be blasted with the 3 C's: courage, confidence, and collaboration. So together, let's sparkle and seek understanding, to think out of the box or no boxes at all, to be open-minded like an open parachute. Let's begin with our daily salutation, something that I did with my honey Carol for 40 years. And here's how it goes. I'll say, it's a brand new day, and you get to say, it's never been lived before. Oh my gosh, I have 2 guests today that are going to blow your socks off, everybody.
Hello.
They are sitting right across. In just a minute, I'll introduce you, Linda and Laura. But first off, let's open our hearts as we ask the divine to shine light on our community and our world. I excitedly believe and hope in the power of the spiritual, and that Jesus, God's Spirit, whatever name you put on a higher being, is always with me and always with you. So be not afraid or troubled, saddened or depressed. Joy and peace are an internal expression of love and harmony. It's already within us. We only have to reach deep within and let it out. Out in quotes also. Let's center ourselves. Take a big deep breath in with the good and out with doubt. Again, breathe in through your nose with hope and out from your mouth with fears. Last one, calmly, but take a big, deep breath in with joy and out with worry or despair. In the name of Mother Earth, Creator God, Jesus, Redeemer, the blowing winds of the Holy Spirit, we say hi, Jesus, God, Spirit, love, and light. Thank you for being with us today. Well, as I do every week, we have a quote. And today's quote that we get to reflect on is, be honest with each other, but more importantly, be honest with yourself. I got this from a book called The Great Quotations, and I'm going to read it one more time. Be honest with each other, but more importantly, be honest with yourself. When I reflected on that in my prayer corner today, and I had 40 doves flying around, 3 chickens from my neighbors, 2 ducks from my neighbor, and a beautiful peacock appeared to me, I thought of, this is how it might sound crazy, but I thought of honesty, how animals and creatures are just themselves. They don't have to put on a face or a mask. They're just constantly honest with themselves. And I was thinking how we as humans, sometimes we need to be encouraged to be honest, to be full of integrity, to be authentic. And I guess that has been my mission all of my life. Ever since first grade, I knew I was different. But I needed to be honest with myself. And it took years for me to come out. Today, we're going to get to meet some people in our broadcast that are going to talk a little bit more about what that is all about. But meanwhile, let's say, dear Lord, bless our friends, lift up our family, Please help us to be guided and highlighted in your life to do your will. And we ask all this in your name, Lord. Amen. Well, across the table from me right now, I've got a young person, and she's waving. She has rainbow. And first off, Linda, what are your pronouns?
Mine are they, she.
Okay, so they, she is sitting over there with these rainbow glasses.
Yep.
Next to her is Laura Erceg, and Laura has glasses, and I have glasses. I guess we all get to see a brighter future today, and so whatever that means. But anyway, Laura is the director of the Southern Oregon Coast Pride, and Linda is our wonderful community volunteer. They represent the rural 2S LGBTQIA plus Pride here in Brookings or Curry County. So we want to just remember this, everybody. Save the date, Sunday, June 7th. Put that on your calendar. We're going to talk about a zillion things this morning.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. All right. Linda, Laura, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Right on. Right. It sounds like you want to go first, Linda.
All right. My name is Linda. I am 28 years old. My pronouns are they, she. I met Joanie at Azalea Festival and Pride in the Park events. I've lived in Brookings for 12 years. Currently, I do self-advocacy work and correspondence working public service announcements at the radio. I also volunteer with the animal shelter and Southern Oregon Coast Pride.
Woohoo!
I have worked at Fred Meyer's early in the mornings for about 6 years now.
Wow. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's a lot of volunteer work you've got plugged in there. And I know you're less than 30 years old.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to share how old you are?
I'm actually 28 years old.
28.
Going on 29 this October. Ooh. Some people don't like that month because some traditions of Christianity think it's a not so favorable month throughout the year.
I don't know. If you're a real Christian out there, whatever, there's also a thing called All Saints Day and All Souls Day. And so there's some important days. But that's a good month to have a birthday. And you are 28. You are 2 plus 8. This is your perfect 10 year.
Thank you.
So let's hear from Laura. Laura, tell us a little bit about you.
Your turn now.
Hey, everyone. So as Joanie said, I'm the director of Southern Oregon Coast Pride. I've lived on the South Coast for about 13 years now. My partner and I moved down from Portland thinking this might be a short-term blip in our lives, but turns out we've fallen in love with the community. And it's been an honor to take something that I'm really passionate about. We started a youth group called Q&A of Coos County about 11 years now
Oh, has
ago.
it been? Wow.
And for that to have grown over the course of the year and meet so many amazing people in our communities who really care about, having visibility and pride.
Right on.
Communities. So
right on.
Yeah, I'm a native Minnesotan, so sometimes that'll come out when I'm talking to you today. But yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. It's and we all have a history.
Yep.
We all have a history, and hopefully our history can lead to a better future for everybody, the things we've learned in the past. And that's something we can talk about today. Mm-hmm. So I guess one of my main questions to both of you is, what does pride mean to you? Let's have Laura go first. What does pride mean to you?
Oh, man, pride means so many things. It's a big word. It means joy. It means celebration. But it's also part of our movement towards a larger global justice. It's a justice movement at the heart of creating space and belonging. And bravery.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And for whom?
For everyone. I think we often get stuck in this idea that it's only for two-spirit queer folks. Right. But really, I am a firm believer in we are not free until all of us are free.
Yes. Would you repeat that?
We are not free. None of us are free until all of us are free.
That is profound. That is absolutely. Yeah. And that's exactly why Pride started way back in 1970, if I remember correctly.
Yep, 1969.
I was pretty sure it was 69.
Of course. 1969.
Right? Yep, Stonewall. So, Linda, I know you love history as well, but what does pride mean to you, Linda?
Pride means collective liberation and decolonized thinking without guilt or shame.
Wow. Pardon me while I just give Linda all the snaps.
Yes.
Just goes for it.
Yes. And how do you know that? Is it something you read or is it experience? Tell me, how do you know that?
I actually have a lived-in experience from it.
Okay.
One of the churches I attended, after coming out online on social media, some people were insecure and sent me out of their church. And I was just like, no, I'm not going to let that get to me. So that's where I got that from. And also, I've had family members who experienced the same kind of discrimination and hatred. And I'm not gonna disclose their names because
Right. It's not appropriate.
it's not appropriate, and also business is secret. Yep.
Yep. And discrimination and hate is something we don't promote because
No, we do not.
we're promoting justice for all.
We're promoting égalité, liberté, et
Egalitarianism?
I said égalité, liberté.
Liberty.
Yes. I love that you said liberation.
Yes, that's a big word. That's a
Big word, and it's been really important on a lot of people's minds
Égalité,
lately.
liberté, and then joyeux, happiness.
There you go.
Somebody's been
There
learning
you go. A
the
little
French.
bit of French in there too, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, with Pride, we have a local Pride. Can you talk about the history of our Pride, Laura?
Well, so we are going into I love that you got me on the spot. I believe we're on 4 years. I remember thinking next year's a big one. And this just came out of, we had a Coos Pride in a while, and Southern Oregon Coast Pride was just forming. And we were like, we need to be expanding to our community members in the South. And so it started, my favorite story of Brookings Pride is I thought we did like a little potluck one year that was just kind of like organized just by Pride folks up north. And we met everyone here. And the next year we were like, let's do another celebration. And in my head, I'm thinking we're going to have a nicer potluck. We probably won't have a big celebration. And I don't know, we stuffed the library room we met at. And folks were like, oh, no, we're going to have a 2-day event. And I was like, oh, a 2-day event. Okay. We're going to go roller skating, and we're going to have a big Pride in the Park celebration. We're going to have the stage. We're going to have the DJ. We're going to have the booths.
Yeah,
And I remember being
that
like,
year,
so-
I think. I remember
Yeah, that I met you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just the energy and the joy of the community here was just, it blew my mind. Because as somebody who didn't live here, I did not know what to expect.
Right.
And to see folks come out of the woodwork and the ripple effect of like those individuals having on this larger community was really cool.
Very cool. And we are such a networking town. We all know each other. We see each other at Fred Meyer or Les Schwab or Compass Rose. I can name a zillion places.
Yes.
But that camaraderie, that energy is profound. And it's still happening today. So 4 years later, what's our planning looking like for this year's Pride?
Well, our theme this year is belonging out loud, but bumps. And so we're going to have a big celebration at the park like we always do. We're going to have a great DJ. We're going to have a singer-songwriter perform. We're going to have some other performances on stage. We're doing some new stuff this year. We're going to have a little workshop session.
Way.
And so our workshops will include some information about legal and gender, like name and gender changes on your legal documentation, which creates a lot, like people have a lot of questions about this now because there's a lot of shifting sands around that. So we felt like that was important. We're going to have a Femme Queen reading story time. We will have, oh gosh, now I'm forgetting. Oh, we're going to do some mingling events because something that's come up for folks who attend our events in the past is they're like, I love that we have Pride in the Park, but I don't know anyone. And it's just, it can be so overwhelming to walk into this place and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this existed. Now, how do I actually talk to other human beings?
Right.
So we're going to do just some like getting to know you activities, I guess is the simplest way to describe that, with the hope of helping people build those connections so they can come to more events or feel braver stepping into different spaces.
And they're welcomed and they're celebrated. And they can walk in alone or they can walk in with somebody. But either way, they will find and mingle somebody to hang with.
Yes.
And I think the free food helps with that. Doesn't it? Linda, you want to jump in and talk about that?
Food. Comida.
Yeah.
Spanish. A little bit of Spanish thrown in there. Food. Food is a really good thing to congregate over.
And it's super important. Like we've done it every year.
Definitely.
Yep.
And I think it was like over 300 people were served last year.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And every year it feels like we'll get just a little bit bigger. Got to buy a few more burgers and hot dogs.
Right.
But yeah, we want this to be an accessible event for people regardless of income. We want whole families to come and not have to worry about food, not have to worry about, we have free face painting, and our face painters are the bomb. They're
Yes,
so
they are.
good.
Yes, they are.
So
Yes. Yes. And the vendors, all the different, and I am so honored once again to be a vendor, none better in my books and everything,
Yeah.
and to meet everybody and to mingle and to give hugs away,
Yeah.
That is just profound. It's a big love fest.
Yes. The blending of like our vendors and getting to know folks in our community who support the Two-Spirit and LGBTQ groups, as well as like our community resources. Like sometimes you never knew, you don't have a chance necessarily to connect with your CCO or to connect with some
And
of the
what's a
therapy
CCO?
coordinated care organizations.
Yes.
Sorry, that's all care or advanced health. So we just want to make spaces for
I'm
that.
a potential representative for the All Care CCO.
Yeah, what do you do on that?
After June, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You've applied to be on their right?
Committee.
Their
Community Advisory Board.
Yes, the CAC.
Very cool.
Yep.
It's a horrible
Very
acronym.
cool.
I laugh every time I say
Well, and you are such a spokesperson, Linda. You're just always out there wanting people to be happy and wanting people to get the best services they can get.
I actually pride myself in that because making sure people are held and secure in your community is very important. And also making sure that there are people that are properly representing you in multiple aspects of life in the community is what matters to me.
Yeah, I love that.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. So when is this event that we're going to do this big Pride?
June 7th.
June 7th.
And it's a time where queer, trans, gender nonconforming people and their allies can be safe, have fun, and enjoy the ever-living heck out of themselves.
And where's it taking place, Linda?
At Azalea Park, and some of the activities at Pride are face painting, variety of musical performances on stage, our favorite DJ Deb, mini workshops, raffle and silent auction, vendors and community resources, and free community meals. And we also have our wonderful entertainment performer.
Yes.
It's going to be so good.
It is. And so whether you want to come and sit and relax and mingle or you want to just dance your heart out on the grass there, you can do that too. All people are welcomed and celebrated.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. Now, I know that there's also an activity before Pride coming up this coming Tuesday.
Oh,
Can you
gosh.
talk about that, please?
Oh, yeah. So Pride is partnering with the library to present an event called Our History is Our Future. It's a queer intergenerational storytelling panel. And the idea is to really... Joanie has done the work of gathering some great panelists to talk about their lived experiences and stories. All those who are over 40, I believe, is your cutoff, right?
Yes. Oldest meaning Eve will be 86, 87 on the next day. So we span the decades. Tell us more.
So there's going to be, it starts at 5:00 at the library. It's free admission, but the idea was to have like a little mingling time before it starts. So at 5:00, there's some mingle. The panel will start around 5:15, and then they'll speak for about an hour, I want to say. Probably
Interviewed by Kat.
Yes. Kat Liddell is hosting.
And she is also, I think they are directing Laramie Project too.
They are. I mean, it's like how many people we talk about the connections in this town, right? It's like how many hats can we wear? Kat will have their library hat on during this event. They also have their Three Penny Theater Company hat on later on. So there was an opportunity to suggest like questions for the panel to answer. I think it's going to be a really, really cool event, and we'll have more information about upcoming. We're kind of in the couple of months of lots of Pride activities. We have this, and then there's the Azalea Fest we're going to be at, which is a great chance to stop by. We just got some nice new swag. So if you're looking for a Pride t-shirt or sweatshirt, come visit us at Azalea Fest.
Right on. And then Q Cafe.
Joanie's going to make me say all the things. This is great. Q Cafe is something that we do every month, so it's not necessarily a special event. It's one of our regularly scheduled programming, if you will. Mm-hmm. So this Sunday or Saturday is Gold Beach's Q Cafe, and it's just an opportunity for Two-Spirit LGBTQ plus folks to get together with their friends and their allies and like enjoy coffee and pastries together. We meet at First Chapter at Gold Beach from
Second Saturday?
Second Saturday from 10 to noon. Then on the fourth Sunday, we have a meeting up in Brookings at the Chetco Brewery. And people, the Chetco one's from 2 to 4. And the hope is that, like, so Pride always provides some form of, like, appetizers or drinks for free so that everybody feels like, you know, breaking bread together is important. Mm-hmm. And if folks want to buy more, they're certainly welcome to. But this is kind of our way of making sure everybody kind of can connect like that.
Right.
And not having to stress folks out about money.
Right. You know, and one of the things I love about pre-Pride activities, or the things that go on year-round, is that all people are welcome. And so no matter what your age, what your gender, what your orientation, if you're an ally or if you're queer, you are welcome to attend because it's a safe space. Linda, do you want to talk about safe spaces?
Safe spaces are for people to be themselves in a trauma-informed environment.
Sometimes we'll add it's like brave space because nobody can guarantee our safety. But a brave space, like, ensures that we're all holding ourselves and others accountable to that. I guess the thing we strive for is safety. Yeah. We just acknowledge that we have personal responsibility in that, and we uphold ourselves and others towards that bravery.
Exactly.
Because it's not easy.
Exactly. Yes. And we have many stories from many people about places where they've been that they have not felt safe. And it was very difficult to be brave because they were put down with words or actions. And it was very dehumanizing because it was hateful.
Yeah.
Pardon me? Back in your day or ever?
Back in my day, as well as what's going on today. You know, and I think think of our trans friends.
What's going on in Kansas right now is kind of dehumanizing because trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people are having their licenses revoked and all of their other government IDs revoked. And then in parts of the other parts of the country, like Tennessee, they're doing some trans tracking, and also nationally they're doing it on social media too, which I personally don't care if people know about me, because I don't care if people know about me. But when it comes to people who are like less
when that doesn't feel safe,
less
it's not a choice that you get to make
within themselves is kind of a thing.
Yeah, that actually, I'm kind of glad you mentioned Kansas, because so earlier I had said, like, Pride is a movement towards justice. We're incorporating that in our mini workshop, and I forgot that we're going to have an opportunity for folks to write letters of, like, support and affirmation to our trans brothers and sisters in Kansas.
We are super lucky we have lawmakers in Oregon. We are super lucky that we have lawmakers in Oregon that are not allowing that to happen over here. I'm super glad that we have that going for ourselves up here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to make sure that what happens down there doesn't happen everywhere else.
That's right. That's exactly right, Linda. You know, and so what we do today can make a difference for people today and for people in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So we need to be cautious and careful of who we vote for, who we support.
Montana is a really good state, too. They're doing really good at protecting their trans people over there.
Exactly. This has been a great interview with the two of you. We are down to just a couple minutes. I'm going to ask Linda to go first and then Laura to give you a quick summary of what you think the most important thing to know about our Brookings Pride.
Mm.
Linda, can you go first? What's the most important thing to know for all the listeners out there about our Brookings Pride on Sunday, June 7th?
Community activities.
Okay.
And environmental and people-wise safety.
Awesome.
I'm going to follow up and just say, like, I think the other important thing to say about Pride in the Park is we take safety really seriously. And so Linda's been a member of, we call it the de-escalation team. And those are people who are trained to ensure that our space stays brave. right? Those are the folks whose job it is to address any concerns.
I redirect the kids to the booths and also all of the speakers and entertainers.
Yeah, because we want to center joy. This is about centering joy, and that DESC team helps us keep that centered.
I love it. And what a great way to end. It's about joy, center and joy. And it goes along with Joyously Free, the radio show. I'll be darned. You know, and I love the theme of this year, belonging out loud.
Belonging out loud.
So be ready to come and have a good time with us. It's on Sunday, June 7th. From what time, Linda?
11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
3 p.m. at Azalea Park.
Yep.
And so I'm going to be wearing my pink and my sparkles and my headbands, and I hope everybody else can dress however you want to dress and come and celebrate with us. Linda and Laura, I want to thank you for your energy, your joy, your history today. You've given us so many things to think about. You're just wonderful. You're wonderful.
You're
Listeners,
welcome.
I hope you've been inspired and challenged by some of the stories from Linda and Lori today. We, Southern Oregon Coast people and Northern California Coast people in the majestic Rogue Valley, we want to thank you for being our guest today on this show. Thank you.
Actually, just
Thanks,
a little bit more of history. I was born in the Rogue Valley.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Right on. Well, we want to thank also Mike Gorse on our sound today. We want to thank all the
Hello,
people
Mike.
at KCIW that help us. That's Tom Bozak and Candace and Rose. And mostly, we want to thank you, the listeners, for tuning in to hear what we had to say today about Pride. Well, let's give a shout out to Steve Van Cleve, Sally and Todd Roy for sponsoring Joyously Free. And I think the most important thing is you end every day or every session or every radio show with smile big and wear bright colors. So, smile big and wear bright colors, Linda and Laura.
Yep.